Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. So welcome to your next Wednesday workout with the Joyful Movement. So in today's workout we are going to be focusing a little bit more on our legs. So quite often in my classes we talk about how we overuse our legs, but quite often we're doing that we're not using the correct muscles. We overuse the thigh muscles and forget to use the glute muscles. We overuse the hip flexors and things like that, and then it causes us to use our lower backs more than we should be using them. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start off lying down onto our mats, and we're going to really focus on targeting the glutes and the back of the legs more than the front of the legs. Alright, so as you go through, just being aware of your posture still, keeping tension free from the upper body, and just kind of doing what feels right for your body. If anything feels uncomfortable, just remembering to stop and perhaps either take a moment to pause and rest, or if there's levels, so there's a bit of fluff then just floating around, if there are different levels in the exercises I'm providing you, go for the gentler one and dial it down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to lie ourselves down first onto our mats, and we're going to just take a moment to find our neutral. So we want to make sure that our feet are hip width apart, toes are facing straight forwards, and we're going to make sure that our knees are lining up with our hips. So I'm just going to sneeze. Bless you. Sorry about that one. Okay, and then with our knees lining up with our hip points, we want to make sure we are neutral through the pelvis. So we're not tucking, we're not arching, we are somewhere in between. And we're going to have the natural curve of our spine still here, so we don't want to be really arched. Again, we're not really pressing that lower back into the floor, we're nice and centred. Then we're going to relax the arms down by our sides. We're going to soften the shoulders into the mat, we're going to slide the rib cage down. And we're going to begin just to tighten across the front of the pelvis by drawing in and up through those abdominal muscles. So the first thing we're going to think about doing is, as we exhale, we're going to float one leg to our single knee fold position. So you're going to feel some abdominal work as well through here, so working those core muscles. And as we float, we're going to try and activate through the back of the legs. It's almost like a scooping up, and then we bring it back down. And as we lift one leg and then the other, we're going to try and think about keeping the space through the front of the hip. So we're not bringing it all the way in, and we're not shortening. We're keeping that length, and then we're lowering down. And as you go from one side to the other, we want to focus on keeping that engagement through the front of the pelvis, through those abdominal muscles, and drawing down towards the back of the body. Good, and we're going to exhale to float the leg up. Inhale to bring it back down. Other side. Good. And you can notice that your rib cage is going to be drawing down towards the pelvis here. So you've got that full engagement right through the centre of the body. And you notice that I'm placing my hands just on my core and my centre, so I can really feel what's taking place across, in particular, the front of the hips. Good, and breathing out. Fantastic. Now I'm going to float that first leg back up. We're going to exhale, we're going to reach forwards, flexing the foot, and as we flex the foot, we're going to try and target through those glutes, through the back of the legs, and then draw it back in. And again, pressing forwards. And if you've ever tried to do like a lot of movement in the swimming pool that isn't swimming, so like aqua aerobics or anything like that, you'll know what it feels like to press your foot and have to press against the water, and you've got that resistance to move. So I'm going to try and create that same feeling here as we extend the leg out and in. Good, firing up through those glutes each time we reach, lengthening from the sitting bones to the heel. Good, and one more time. And then bringing that leg back in, foot to the floor, other side. So we press, and I'm going to fire up those glutes, bring it in, and again. Good. Remembering, as we're bringing the knee in, we're going to try and stop it above the hip. Pushing out. Good, and again. And do one more on this leg. Nice, and then we're going to bring it down, foot to the floor. Now we're going to go into our spine curls. We're going to add in some different variations. So we've already thought about firing up these glutes. This time we're going to find that pelvic tilt. I'm going to reach down into our heels. So we're going to activate all the way through the back of the hamstrings and those glutes. And we're going to peel the spine away. We're going to keep our arms down today. And once we're here, we'll either do a double heel raise, so lifting both heels up. Again, squeezing here, lengthening through the front. And then we're going to roll ourselves down. Now if you find a double heel raise is a little bit too much, we have this next version instead. So you're going to come all the way up, engaging the glutes. You're going to lift up one heel, bring it down, and then the other. And you're rolling down. And equally, if both of those feel a bit too much for you today, which is absolutely fine, you're going to go up and hold for just a moment. So it's holding here, and you roll back down. Or going back to those double heel raises, squeezing up, and then rolling down. Great, good. And we're going to go again, tilting that pelvis, reaching down into your heels, lengthening the toes, and again lift the heels up and up. Good, and calming down, lengthening through the front of the body, extending through that lower back. Good, let's breathe out, coming up, squeezing up and down. And you've got that real sense of lowering your heels down with control. Send that tailbone away. We're going to do another 2. Breathing out, coming up, and again, up and down. Good. Bring it down nice and slow. Final one, tilt and lift. Good, 2 heel raises. Same balance across both feet. Roll it down. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to keep firing those glutes for me now. So we're going to come back to our single knee fold position. So this time we're going to have less of a pelvic tilt, but we're still going to be really engaged and strong through here. And as we exhale, we're going to reach down into that heel. Now if you find, because we're going to think about lifting the pelvis off, that lifting the pelvis a little bit too much, and as you lift, you feel your lower back really arching. I'm going to focus on keeping a strong core and just activating, press and lower down. So you're still getting that activation through the back of the leg, but we're not lifting all the way up. Or if you're confident you can keep that really strong core, the arms there for support, we're going to exhale, we're going to press up, and then we're going to lower back down. And you have that little roll down through the spine as you come up. So again, pressing up, keeping the hips square, coming back down. And again, pressing up, coming down. One more on this leg, pressing up. Good, coming down, other side. Exhale, press up. And you might find you've got one side stronger than the other. I always know that my right side feels so much stronger than my left. And that's why we need to work both sides of the body, so we create that balanced body that we're aiming for. Good, 2 more, reach down into the heel. Coming back down. Final one. Great. Lowering down and release. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to flip over onto our side just to finish. So I'm going to bring myself up onto my elbow and extend my leg out. But if you find this is uncomfortable in your shoulder at all, just lie yourself down along your arm instead. So we're going to pull the ribcage away from the floor. Make sure we're engaging through those glutes and leg is lifted to hip height. And the free arm can either be in front of you or on your waist. Now as we exhale, we're going to lift that leg up and down. And we're creating length through here. So we press up and down. One hip is on top of the other. And we're really working all the way through the outside of the leg here. Good, and we're breathing out. Pressing through that heel. One more of these. And then we're going to keep the leg lifted, then we're going to rotate and back. So it's going to be a tiny little movement, allowing that leg to rotate in the hip. So notice that my hip bone isn't moving. I'm allowing that leg to rotate, and squeezing and relax. And I squeeze and relax. Good, 4 more, you can keep going. Oh, that sun is lovely and bright this morning. Good. And 1 more. Fantastic. Lowering down. Now lying down along your arm for me. We're going to bring that top knee forwards. Bottom leg is going to lift up. Once it's lifted with a flex foot, we're then going to point and flex, lower down. To lift, point and flex, lower down. So we're sustaining that height a little bit longer. Now I want you to focus as we lift on less contraction through the side, more work through the inner thigh and the glutes. So send that leg out and away to point and flex and lower. That's it. So we want to, again, think about firing up through the lower half of the body, using less of the back, even though the back muscles will come into play a little. Good. We need 2 more, and then we roll over and repeat on the other side. It's also really good here for just mobilising the ankle joint. Great, good. And lower down. Okay, let's bring ourselves up. Swing ourselves around to the other side. Either up on your elbow or lying down along the arm. We're going to roll that top hip forwards, pull the ribcage away from the floor. So we're still always working on the posture. Flexing that foot, we're going to lift the leg up and down. That's it. So we breathe out to lift, we breathe in to lower. So the temptation with this one is quite often to speed it up, doing the over and downwards, particularly if you feel the burn through the leg and the hip and the glutes. But I want you to keep it slow, concentrate on your breath. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. I'm going to do one more of these. That's it, and then I'm going to keep that hip height. We're going to rotate the heel forwards, rotate it back. So if I think about my kneecaps now going to go towards the ceiling, and it's going to come back forwards. Heel comes through, and back. So it's tiny little movements. And we're squeezing in from here. That's it. Do a quick posture check for me. And one more. Good, and lower. Well done. Give it a little bit of a rub if you need to. Okay, lying down, along your arm for me. Bring that top knee forwards. Bottom leg again, fire up through the glutes. Push the heels, we lift, we point, flex, and lower. And on the flex, we see if you can squeeze it up a little bit higher, using your inner thigh muscles to do so. So breathe out. Point, flex, and lower. And again. That's it. So this one's also, as well as strengthening the legs, it's a really great one for creating length and space as well. Brilliant, well done. 2 more to go. That's it, final one. Squeezing up. Get a little bit higher, you can do it, good. And lower, well done. Okay, let's bring ourselves up to sitting. I'm just going to swing our legs around for a moment. I sit it nice and tall, so we'll take a moment just to stretch out the back of the legs, just folding forwards. You can't reach very far down your legs, don't worry. Let's go as far as you can and concentrate on creating length through the back and then reaching forwards. And just take a couple of breaths as you're here. With each exhale, just try and release a little bit more into your stretch. That's it. Let's take one more deep breath. And bring yourself all the way up. Fantastic. Alright, so let's move so I can see without the sunshine. So today, like we said, we focus on those legs. I hope you feel engagement through the hamstrings and those glutes. So as you're moving around through the rest of the day, I want you to be aware of these muscles. So when you get to stand up off a chair or the sofa, think about using and pushing down through your heels to stand up and using the glutes. Same thing, if you're going to sit down, same thing, using these muscles to control. When we walk, we're thinking about using our glutes. So yeah, just be really aware of it as you go throughout the day and see if you can begin to find those glute muscles that we kind of often lose as we move from day to day and begin to move more functionally using the correct muscles. Any questions, do pop them in the comments below and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Well done everyone, have a great day.